Hello students, myself Pavitra N, Assistant Professor, Civil Engineering Department. Presently I am working in Government Sri Krishna Rajendra Silver Jubilee Technological Institute, Bangalore. I welcome you all to the lecturer series on Municipal and Industrial Wastewater Engineering as a part of 7th semester syllabus. This video is a part of Learning Management System organized by Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. In basic classes, you are all aware about what's the importance of water, water analysis, water characteristics, management of water, and different treatment units for wastewater treatment. In the continuation of this subject, again, we have this subject, Municipal and Industrial Wastewater Engineering, to know more about what are the effluents coming from the industries, what are the outputs from the municipal sectors, how to analyze that, what are the characteristics of wastewater, how to treat them. These things we can discuss in the particular subject. So what I will do here in this session, I will just brief all the modules uh, of municipal and industrial wastewater treatment engineering. And I also discuss what are the objectives of studying this subject and what are the outcomes of the subject for the student. So let me discuss one by one. Now let me discuss about what are the course objectives of this subject. This course will enable students to understand sewerage network and influencing parameters. So understanding sewerage network means we have different types of sewerage methods, different types of sewers, different types of sewerage appurtenances, and before designing a sewerage network to an area, what are the parameters we have to study? That is, design parameters we have to be studied. These things we can discuss in this particular module. Understand and design different unit operations involved in conventional and biological treatment process. So understanding means analysis and characteristics of the effluent coming from the municipal sectors, and after knowing the characteristics and analysis, what type of treatment we have to give for the municipal and industrial effluent, that we can study from this subject. Apply the principle of industrial effluent treatment process for different industrial waste. As we know, all the industries are different from each other. The raw materials is different, and disposal of effluent is also different from the each unit. So, what is its parameters? What is the standard of effluent? How we can treat the industrial water coming from the particular industry? So, these things we can study by this subject. Evaluate self-purification of streams depending on hydraulic and organic loading of sewage into receiving waters. What is self-purification of stream? The streams purify itself naturally. This is self-purification of streams. So, in sewage disposal, we have two important methods, that is disposal by land and disposal by dilution. So if a land availability is more, then we go for disposal on land. If we have any water resources nearby a city, town or a village, then we'll go for disposal by dilution. So in such cases, before going to dilution method, we have to know what actually the purification capacity of the present stream. After that, on what basis we can discharge the treated water into the nearby water receiving bodies. So these things we can study from this subject. So these are the four important course objectives you can gain by studying this subject. Now let us start have a brief on each module and what is its importance and what are the parameters you can study from the each modules. In module 1, they are discussing about introduction, need for sanitation, methods of sewage disposal, types of sewerage systems. As I told, sanitation is very important nowadays. And what is the degree of sanitation at presently, and how best we can increase the degree of sanitation, and what are the government policies, campaigns on sanitations, and what are the methods of sewage disposal, which is best for a particular city or a town. For designing sewage system, we have to study some design factors like dry weather flow, wet weather flow, and factors affecting them. And again, we have to estimation of storm water. Rainwater also plays important role in designing of sewage. So if you include the rainwater in the design, then we have to go for wet weather flow factors, or else we have to go for designing dry weather flow factors. And what is time of concentration? So these things we'll discuss in the module 1. It will give an idea about what type of sewerage system is good for the city or a town where we are living. As an engineer and future engineers, we should know this basic ideas. When you go individually to a field, then this will be very helpful. And after selecting a sewage system, what type of sewage material we have to use, what is its shape, and how can we lay it, how can we test the sewers, and how best ventilation method we can give for a sewer, and all these important things we can discuss in module 1. And again, in this module, we have two important low cost waste treatments. Why it is low cost means it's economically good for a community, that is like villages, apartments, and it is a good uh, cost benefit method for treating the sewage water. So under that we will study oxidation ponds and septic tanks. After that, we are going to discuss on sewer appurtenances. Under sewer appurtenances, we have more than 10, more than that also. But for your procedures, we have manholes, catch basins. But sewer appurtenances, with the manholes, catch basins, we have regulators, we have lamp holes, we have inlets. So different sewerage apparatus also we can discuss in module 1. Next, at the end of the module 1, we have another important topic. What are the principles of house drainage? So, the domestic sewage from the house, it has to be discharged to the municipal sewers. So, what are the principles we have to follow before discharging our house drainage into the municipal drainage? So, what are the principles and what are the limitations that we have to study detail here? And even we have one activity under module 1, you can draw a plan or a layout plan of your house or any small section, and then go on showing house drainage connections. So this will help you to know where actually our house drainage connections have, where all apparatuses we are using, like gullies, traps, okay, and catch basins, and how we can provide a manhole before connecting our house connection with the municipal. So these are details we can study from the module 1. Next, in the module 2, we have again will study the design factors of sewers. What is self-cleaning velocity? That is hydraulic formulas for calculating velocity. Effects of variation of velocity. What is regime velocity? Design of hydraulic elements for circular sewers for full flow and partial flow conditions. Here we are going to study the design on a sewer when it is flowing full and partially full, and what are the some problems on this self-cleaning velocity, Manning's formula. So these things we can discuss in the module 2. And again, after disposal of effluent, that is self-purification phenomena, entire what is self-purification phenomena, its definition, what are the factors influencing on self-purification phenomena, and oxygen sag curve, how the oxygen plays an important role in the self-purification of a lake or a stream or a river. So these things we can study here. And then zones of purification. So after discharging a river, we'll divide the purification zones into 4 types. So one by one with their indices and purification levels we'll study here. Then we can study what is sewage farming, sewage sickness. What is sewage farming means? By using sewage, we'll do farming. So what are its advantages and disadvantages? Here we can study here. During sewage farming, we'll come across a problem called a sewage sickness. So what is sewage sickness? What are advantages and disadvantages of the sewage sickness, and which better treatment we can give for the sewage sickness? So these things we can study under here. And some of the numerical problems based on Stiff-Phillips equation and sewage sickness and self-releasing velocity. So these problems we can discuss in the module 2. Next in module 3, wastewater characteristics. So now we have in module 1 completely we'll study about the sanitation and then types of sewerage systems. In module 2 we are going to design the sewerage systems, sewers, and now we have to be do the treatment for the effluent or discharge coming from the outlet of the any domestic sector or community sectors or municipal sectors. Now, first step before treating, we have to characterize the wastewater. So, what are the characteristics of wastewater? Sampling, how to take the sample of the wastewater from sources. What are the significance and techniques? And we have to analyze these factors in the laboratory, physically, chemically, and biological characteristics. Why this model is very important is it is connection with the your lab experiments. So if you have these procedures here, it will be very easy when you are doing the environmental engineering lab. So we have various analysis and characteristics testing procedures under physical, chemical, and biological characteristics of the wastewater. So detailing step by step with IS and WHO standards, we'll study the entire details here. Next, we are going to study on flow diagram for municipal wastewater treatment. And in flow diagram, it will give us entire idea about from basic treatment steps to the advanced treatment steps. So under that, we have one by one we can study. We have different units, screenings, the first step in the municipal treatments. Screenings, we have different types, core screen, fine screen, micro screens. What are its advantages and disadvantages? And fixed and moving screens are there. So how best we can apply for a particular source during treatment of wastewater. So these things we can list under topic screenings. Grit chambers. Grit means a sand particles. So as we know, compared to the water, in wastewater characteristics we have more silt particles. So we have to remove that by using the grit chambers. So what is the design parameters? What importance of grit chambers? With the neat sketches, we can discuss the grit chambers under module 3. Skimming tanks, equalization tanks. So skimming tanks are the tanks which are used for remove oil and grease from the sources. Equalization tanks, tanks suspended growth and fixed biofilm process. These equalization tanks, they are very good importance in industrial effluent treatment also. Why? Because we have to equalize the waste. Because in industries or any different sectors, the waste will generate in different forms. So we can't give treatment for each and every step. So we have to equalize that, and we have to equalize the pH and its acidic and basic nature. So for that we will give the treatment, that is by constructing a tank called equalization tank. So that details we can discuss in the module 3. Design of trickling filters, activated sludge process, sequential batch reactors, moving bed bioreactors, sludge digesters. So up to this grit chambers and sedimentation tanks or equalization tanks, skimming tanks, it is comes under the preliminary treatments. Secondary treatment, we have sedimentation tanks. These sedimentation tanks design and all we had already studied in wastewater treatment. That's why Here now we are jumping into uh, secondary treatment, that is primary treatment. We have already discussed about sedimentation tanks and its design in your basic classes. Now we are jumping into secondary treatments. Secondary treatments, again we have uh, physiochemical treatments and biological treatments. So biological treatments plays very important role in wastewater treatment. So on that we have two important treatments: trickling filters and activated sludge processes. Okay. So after that we'll go for we'll do aerobic and anaerobic treatment units to treat the wastewater, and the last one is sludge digester. So this is basically design or a treatment which is done by anaerobical process. So entire things we can discuss in the module 3. So you will get an idea of how to take the sampling of wastewater, how to characteristics, how to design the unit operations, how to choose the particular unit to treat the waste water from a particular sector, whether it is maybe domestic, commercial or industries or municipal. So these things entirely we can understand by studying the topics under module 3. Next, module 4. Difference between domestic and industrial wastewater, effect of effluent discharge on streams, method of industrial wastewater treatment, volume reduction, strength reduction, neutralization, equalization, and proportioning. So this actually we have a separate unit called industrial wastewater treatment and also for wastewater treatment. So for you, it is combined and it has made into a single subject. So that is municipal and industrial wastewater. We have to till now till module 3 we are studied about municipal characteristics of wastewater and how to treat and what are the units. Now from module 4 and 5 we are going to discuss more on industrial wastewater. So before that, we have to know what the difference between domestic and industrial wastewater, right? So this difference procedure we can study in module 4. And what are the effect of effluent discharge on the stream, right? When you discharge the wastewater coming from industry, what will be the changes on the stream? And what are the standards given by the government? So that we are to be clear before going to the treatment. Methods of industrial wastewater treatment: volume reduction, strength reduction, neutralization, equalization, and proportioning. So methods of industrial wastewater treatment, under that we have different methods. Even they are quite similar to the municipal wastewater treatment, but we have some important specialized treatments, that is volume reduction, strength reduction, neutralization, equalization, and proportioning. So volume reduction, it is how best we can reduce the volume at the source itself. So it will be having the advantage is that it will reduces the burden on the treatment plant. So that is volume reduction. Strength reduction. This is also how better we can reduce the strength of the water in the industry itself before discharging that into the municipal sectors or a treatment plant. Neutralization and equalization and proportioning. Neutralize, I told you, we have to neutralize the waste because from a particular industry we have different units. We have to collect all the waste from the that particular industries, and we have to check what we have to be make it neutral before sending into a treatment plant. Equalization, this is also the waste coming from, for example, if it is a dairy industry, the waste from casein production, waste from pasteurization, waste from cleaning process, it is having a different characteristics. So we can't give the treatment for each unit. It will become very costly. So that's why we will construct a neutralization tank, combine all the waste, and fix the characteristics of the waste, and then give the treatment. So these things we can discuss in the this wastewater treatment unit, methods of industrial wastewater treatments. And another important thing, removal of organic, inorganic, and colloidal salts. Combined treatment methods, merits, and feasibilities. So as I told, we have common treatment units for municipal as well as the industrial units sometimes. So for that, we have to study what are the characteristics of organic, inorganic and colloidal solids. And an engineer or an industrial people how to decide, and they have the mutual understand to treat the industrial wastewater with the municipal industrial treatment. uh, it is having its own advantages and disadvantages, because it has a good coordination between the industry and the municipal people, and we can reduce the treating waste by constructing two treatment units. If you combine the treatment, give preliminary treatment at the industry level, and major secondary treatment can be done by the municipal sectors. So likewise, we can combine the treatment methods for both industry and municipal wastewaters. These things we can study in under model 4. And principle of discharge of raw, partially treated and completely treated wastewater into streams. So as I told, we have to know the self-purification of stream, and then the water which is coming from the industries, how better and how best they are treated, and how we can leave that effluent into the streams at what characteristics. We have the effluent standards given by the pollution control boards. If it is matching to that, uh, and with this standards, after that we have to leave the water into the streams. So whether we have to discharge fully effluent from the industries, or partially we have to treat, or fully we have to treat and then discharge into the streams. So these entire things we can discuss under module 4. Next, module 5, process flowchart, source and characteristic of industrial wastewater, treatment methods, reuse, recovery and disposal. So in module 5, they are given list of industries. So from the basics to end, we have to study about that industries in importance of the effluent characteristics. That is, with the flow chart, we can discuss what is the source of the industry, what is this raw material, what's the production, what are the characteristics of industrial wastewater coming from particular industries, what treatment we can give, and by the treatment to reduce its in strength or in the volume, how we can reuse that industrial wastewater to the industry as a reuse material, and how we can recovery, after that how we can dispose, what are its advantages and disadvantages, remediation measures. So these things we can discuss for a list of industries in the module 5. So for that, we have some of industries: cotton and textile industries, tanning industries, cane sugar and distillery industries, dairy industry, steel and cement industries, paper and pulp industry, pharmaceutical and food processing industries. Almost all sector of industry is covered here. And if you go for studying as a case study of all the industries, what type of industry it is, what is its source, what is the characteristic of industrial wastewater coming, how can you reuse that waste coming from the industries to reduce the volume and strength, and how better treatment you can give for the effluent before discharging that into the municipal sewers or municipal treatment plants or nearby water sources. So these entire things we can study in the module 5. So, after studying this subject with the objectives and module 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and if you study entirely, the students, you can get course outcomes like this. You will have a very good knowledge. You can acquire a capability to design sewer and sewage treatment plants. So individually, you will get an idea how to design a sewer to a particular area, and how you can design a sewage treatment plant. So we'll get the outcome of designing capacity of a sewer and sewage treatment plant. Evaluate degree of treatment and type of treatment for disposal, reuse and recycle. So you can judge what type of treatment you can give for a particular effluent from a industry or a municipal sector, and the type of treatment for disposal, recycle and reuse. So we'll get a good knowledge on this. Identify waste streams and design the industrial wastewater treatment plant. So this is the another outcome. Manage sewage and industrial effluent issues. So after us constructing or designing sewage treatment plant, maintenance is also important. How better you can manage with all 100% efficiencies that both the municipal and industrial effluent issues that you can be handled by studying this subject. So these are the outcomes of this particular subject. So not only this subject is not only important for civil engineering, this environmental subject is important for each and every students and even each and every public or citizen, because we are living with environment, and whatever the knowledge you are study to the environment, it will be a good application in your life. So, and for every module in the next session, I will discuss with module one. And in end of every module, I will recommend you certain questions, descriptive questions. You take it as an assignment, and you can, after listening to sessions, you can answer the set of questions like this. And then I will do MCQ questions. You take it as a quiz, part of assignment. Then you can submit me. So it will be an activity. So how better you understand my lecturer, and how better you can answer the questions. Thank you, students. We'll meet you in the next session, and we'll discuss the topics under module 1. Thank you.